Are you thinking of planning a family-friendly destination wedding in the Cancun Riviera Maya area and have $10,000 to spend on a wedding package and wondering, are there any resorts that you can recommend? Hold on, let's talk about that. So you have $10,000 to spend, which is a lot of money. You're going to have 50 people come to your wedding and you're wondering, what can I get for my 10K? And are there any good resorts? So let's just talk about this. In Riviera Maya, Cancun, there are a lot of resorts. My guess there are 200 resorts in that 100-mile stretch of beach that will all tell you they're 5-star, they're an amazing place for your destination wedding. Well, here's the reality is they're not. There are not 200 great resorts. In my mind, out of the 200 resorts, you probably have 50 amazing resorts. Then you have resorts that are amazing, but you can't do a wedding for 10K there. You may be spending 20 or 30 because some of their pricing is high, which goes back to the prior 2 or 3 weeks of my videos of why you need a travel professional that is experienced in planning destination weddings, so you're not wasting your time dealing with these resorts only to find out, I can't afford this wedding. But by the time you find that out, it can be too late. You're already under contract. Okay, so what I want to do is go through some of the resorts that I like for 50 people weddings, 50 guests, that I think for $10,000 you can probably have a nice wedding at. So let's look at large resorts. So one of my favorite large resorts, now when I talk about large, that could be 1,000 rooms or more. So one of my favorite large resorts in the Cancun area would be the Moon Palace. This place is big. It's over 2,000 rooms, but it's quality, and that's the important thing. There are big resorts that are big and mediocre. I would say Moon Palace is good quality. Why do I think you can host a big wedding there for $10,000? Now, here's the thing. They do not have a wedding package, so don't actually say, hey, send me your wedding package for $10,000. They really don't have one. Everything they do there is custom. Don't let that scare you. Because one of the things the Moon Palace has that most resorts don't have are amazing, amazing perks. So the more rooms you get there, the more room nights you book, the more free stuff you have. So if you have a $10,000 budget at the Moon Palace and you book about 25 rooms, which is what you should if you have 50 adult guests plus your kids, is you'll end up getting a free reception, a free cocktail party, and maybe even a free welcome party. Now when I say free, I'm serious. It's with your food, a basic setup. Now, it doesn't include the DJ, it doesn't include the flowers, so you will spend money. But right now, so in June of 2024, for weddings in 24 and 25, they're actually giving an additional $20 per room night, so they could give you several $1,000s more that you can spend on wedding stuff. And you define what that stuff is. It could be flowers, it could be cake pops. So again, I think Moon Palace in the Cancun area is a great place to have a destination wedding for 50 people for about $10,000 or even less. Now, if you're looking for a medium-sized resort, medium to me is 400 to 600 rooms. One of my favorite resorts is Dreams Natura. Great family-friendly resort, has plenty of stuff to do for everybody, good food, beautiful rooms, hotel's about 3 years old. But here's why I think you can do 50 people for $10,000. That resort has something called the Beyond Memorable Wedding Package. You've probably seen some videos I've done on it. I need to update my videos on that. The only caveat on Beyond Memorable is that you must book your wedding at least 1 year in advance to get the Beyond Memorable. The Beyond Memorable will range from about $8,000 to $11,000 for 50 to 70 people. It doesn't change based upon the 50 to 70. If you go over 70, it's more. If you're under 50, they may not offer it to you because one of the other requirements is you must have 25 rooms of guest booked. So you said to me, hey Jack, that's over $10,000. That wedding package, Beyond Memorable, includes a welcome party, a reception, a ceremony, you name it. Again, the only thing it doesn't include is the DJ and photography. But with Beyond Memorable, for 25 rooms, dependent upon the time of year, you may get 4 3, whatever rooms free. Now again, if you've watched my videos, you actually don't get the free rooms, but you get the value of that money back. So yes, you may spend $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 up front on the wedding, but when you return home, you could get $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 back on your credit card. So if you take the cost of the wedding minus all the freebies, that wedding's going to be under $10,000. The key is that, again, you must, in order to have the Beyond Memorable wedding package, you must sign a room contract and the wedding contract with them at least 1 year prior to your wedding. And that would be Dreams Natura, which is in the Riviera Maya. You're an active group, teenagers, kids, party, everything. One of my favorite resorts for 50 people for $10,000 would be the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. Now this hotel is about 1,000 rooms, but there's everything. There's a club, there's a skate park, there's an activity park for the kids, there's a water park. No one can go bored. You're going to be so tired from doing stuff outside of your wedding. The wedding team is good. Now, again, they do have wedding packages there, but I don't suggest you buying one of their wedding packages. If you take their free wedding package, then what happens is they have perks very similar to Moon Palace. So dependent upon the number of rooms and or room nights, you will get free stuff. And that free stuff, again, could be a free reception, a free ceremony, a free cocktail party. And this is again with food and alcohol. So I think with $10,000 and 50 people, it should be very easy at Hard Rock because of all the free stuff. And they also give you some free room nights for you and as the bride and groom, so you'll get additional money back. So Hard Rock Riviera Maya, a great place for an active wedding for a group of about 50 people. Now, one of my last places I will say is if you're a combo group. So what is a combo group? So let's say you have a lot of adults and very few kids, and you really want to go adults only, but you maybe have one kid, and you know they're going to be there because they're the flower bear, the ring bearer or flower girl, it's a family member, so you have to do it. But you're like, hey, none of my friends want to be at a family-friendly resort. So this resort has an adults-only resort next to a family-friendly resort, and you get to use the amenities. A great option. It is adults-only, which is El Dorado Royale, and Generations Riviera Maya, which is family-friendly. Now these resorts, again, sit next to one another. $10,000, 50 people. This is a perfect resort. They have great venues, amazing wedding team. Here's the thing. They will give you a bunch of free stuff depending upon the number of rooms you book. So if you book 25 rooms of guests there, you will ultimately get a free welcome party and a free reception, and you will get a free ceremony. So you'll spend $10,000 if you want on DJ, photography, and things like that, but everything else will be free depending upon the menus you choose. So as an example, they may have a base menu that's included as part of the free, but if you want to upgrade that, you'll just pay the difference between the value of the base menu and whatever the menu you choose. And the wedding team there is amazing. They have, I don't know, hundreds of options in terms of food choices, themes. But you can definitely do a destination wedding, a combo wedding, adults only, family friendly, at Generations in El Dorado for $10,000 for 50 people. Now, let me just summarize on this. So yes, $10,000, 50 people, no problem at this group of resorts. The key is you need to control your decor spending, your entertainment and photography, because even if you're free, you may want to upgrade the linens, you may want nicer chairs, you may want fire dancers. So all this stuff will cost extra, even if a resort's advertising free. But I think that if you combine your $10,000 with the comp room credit, it gives you more spending. And then if you want to add some of this cool stuff, you can. But these are some of my top resorts for 50 people for $10,000. And this is Jack with Vacationese.